Yo, what's up Fooooood Fnatiks, and welcome to my last video here in Istanbul. You see, tomorrow I'm heading to another country, which is still top secret. But before I leave, I wanted to take you on another Turkish desserts journey. So today, we're gonna be eating desserts that we've never had before, that I've never showed you on this channel, and we are gonna be sharing that journey together. Let's go. Oh wow, I was able to get a lot of desserts that I hadn't tried before, which I'm very excited about. As always, giant bag. As always, you guys know how it is. I'm gonna head home, gonna get set up and let the appetite build a bit, especially after the gym. And then we are going to devour the heck out of everything here, and then we will crash. So I'll see you guys in a bit. We've got the goodies. I'm shaved after I got home, took a shower, shaved, had to prepare some of the stuff in the apartment to pack up because I am leaving Istanbul tomorrow, everyone. And I'm really looking forward to the next country. And before I leave, I wanted to have a bit of a video, eating some food, doing some goodies. I guess as my way to say goodbye to Istanbul. This is forever gonna be in my heart because, you know, hopefully in a year, 2 or 3 years, when the channel is really big, I will always remember that it all got started here in Istanbul in this apartment. But until then, we need to be working on producing content and food videos. So let's dig in. We've got a lot of items and I wanna get started with some stuff. I've got my plate here with a fork and a knife in case I need it. Let me put you guys up closer to me. That way I can, you know, see how everything is. Is the camera focused? I hope it is. Okay, now I'm gonna open up the very first item, what we've got here, which looks like a bakery goodie. I haven't seen this in any other shops in Istanbul before. So it's very sugary on the surface. It's very like soft. I also want to say, look at the bottom. It's well baked. It looks like there's something inside. Seems crunchy on the outside. The bottom kind of seems soft. You can kind of like, you know, push through it. So I'm just gonna open it up here. Let's split it open. Okay. Oh, we know what this is, I think. Take a look. This looks like the typical stuffing that's made out of like walnuts, hazelnuts, butter. It's like the typical stuffing spread. And then obviously there's like some sugar. As you guys can see, it's very like shiny. I'm gonna take my first bite. Let's see how it is. Camera, Jesus Christ, focus. Camera doesn't want to cooperate. It doesn't want to leave Istanbul. Okay, let's take the first bite. Let's see how it is. Whoa. Oh my god. Freaking delicious. Okay, let's analyze this. It's very nutty. You see a lot of the nuts. It's sweet because you see a lot of sugar in there. It's a lot of ground walnuts, I want to say, and then it's mixed with butter. There's some ground sugar in there, and I think maybe there's some flour or maybe some semolina or something else. It's fully stuffed. You can see they didn't skimp out on it, so you really taste the inside of it, and then on the outside it's a little crunchy, which gives it a nice texture. Let me go in. I want to go in for the second bite. Why is the camera not cooperating today at all? I'm gonna go for my second bite. It's so sweet and nutty. I love that. But it's not heavy like peanut butter. It's a very natural taste to it. It's so good. The dough, it's perfectly chewy. It's not stale. It's crunchy. The layer on top is very sugary, which is really nice, as you can see. So as you're chewing this, you're getting a lot of, you know, those sweet bites mixed with the walnut spread. Oh, this is so perfect. This is so good. Next item. Let's go. Next item is this thing. I've also never had this. I like that I have everything in a little bag and I pull it up and then it's like, next item is this thing that who knows what it is. It looks really cool, okay? I'm not sure if it's empty. So on top, it looks like it's just like some burnt sugar, caramelized sugar. We've got little chunks of almonds. Oh, it's falling apart, allows me to show you what's the inside. I am disappointed. The inside is freaking empty, but it has some raisins, as you can see here. Let's take a look. You can see some raisins and stuff like that, but it's empty. That's bull. Damn it. I like it when things are stuffed. Okay, I've already cracked it open. I don't need to know. Okay, Jesus Christ, let's just take the first bite. What the frick? It's so bland, there's no taste. Not even a buttery taste. You taste the raisins inside of it, but that's because you're chewing. That's why. That's it. This is so disappointing. It's like a butter cookie, very crumbly, not too sweet, no real flavor other than a bit of the butter, but even that's not too much. So it's not even like the best butter cookie I've ever had. You can see here, you taste a bit of this, but it's just like, you get the taste in the form of like something sweet. I'm just gonna go for the second bite and then I'm gonna put this aside, okay? I don't throw out any of the food, guys, just so you know. If there's something I can't eat, either I will give it to someone in need that I might see on the street, or if there's like a little bit of, I don't know, meat or whatever left, I love to feed the dogs and the cats of Istanbul. I would give them stuff like that, but things like breads and such, usually I would wrap it up and give it to maybe someone in need. And so let's take the bite. And let's move on. This is so disappointing. It has no taste. What the fudge? I could do with some fudge right now. It's just empty calories. This is such BS. Let's move on. Yo. Okay, next item. We are getting something that's packaged. Ooh, what's in this? Let's open it. Let me show you what's in here. Okay, so this is very typical in Turkey. You've seen this on a lot of the desserts, like the vermicelli. It looks like the fried vermicelli. And then let me pick it up. I want to show it on camera. Look at the strands. It's hanging off. Oh, look at it. Oh, it's wet. Did you guys catch it? Okay, so look at it. It's very moist. It's wet. It seems like there's something on the inside. The top is burnt. So here, it's almost like spaghetti noodles. But on the top, clearly they're like burnt. So they're well fried, cooked, baked, whatever it is. So I am gonna place it down. And then this that's hanging off of it, like the moistness to this, I think that's milk. It seems like it's milk. So, okay, I want to focus the camera on this and then let's cut it up. We're gonna cut it up. Let's see what's inside. If there's anything. Oh, whoa, what is inside? There's something inside. Seems to be just like raisins? No. So it's a little bit of walnuts, walnut chunks. and it's quite, I want to say it's quite moist, but it's not filled with anything. So let's take the first bite. Look at this. It's hanging. It's very stringy. It's like a noodle. It's quite wet. It's quite moist. I'm gonna go in for my first bite. Whoa, sweet, milky. Feels like noodle, very sweet. It seems like the milk is actually really sweet in it. The milk or, I love the walnuts. It gives it that different texture, but also a lot of flavor. I think the walnuts are on some level like caramelized. Maybe that's why it's so sweet. There's a lot of sugar in this. Very tasty, very yummy. I almost want to say like creamy, but I think that's because it's like, they took like some kind of a milk syrup and they covered it with it. So it's really tasty. And if you take a look here, you can see there's a lot of the milk around and such. And I'm just gonna, I wanna go in for my second bite here. Take a look at this. Oh, it's falling apart. Let's go. It's so moist, it's so wet. So milky. It's crunchy because of the walnuts. And the vermicelli, or as I like to call it, angel hair. Some cultures call it that. If you take a look here, it's very wet, so it's very easy to chew. It doesn't taste like noodles or pasta at all. It has its own taste. It's very thin. It's not that crunchy. Just the top layer is a bit crunchy because I think at that point because they maybe they broiled it from the top in the oven. But super tasty, super yummy. And sweet. That's the biggest surprise about this. The milk, the milkiness of it is very sweet. They've obviously added sugar to it. Really tasty dessert, really good. I love it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We've got more things. Okay, next up, we've got this box. One thing I like about this place is take a look at the boxes. They've got like a nice design to it. This thing is a little heavy. Let's open it. Let's see what's inside. I should know, but I really don't. Oh, I need to open. I hate when they tape everything and you just want to like eat it and you freaking have to go and figure all of this stuff out and get a knife and try to cut it from each side when all you want to do is just eat it. Why is life so difficult? I can't wait for this year to end. Oh, okay, take a look. Oh, this is awesome. Look what we've got over here. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Look at these desserts. So I know this is the Şekerpare, which is like cookies in syrups, but then we've got this thing and I'm gonna show you it. It's got a bit of pistachio. It looks like that cookie we just had. So it's got a bit of pistachio on it. It's very wet. You can see it. It's like glowing. It's radiant. It's glistening. That's because it's covered in syrup. I don't know if there's anything inside. Let me see if I can pop it open. Oh no, it just, oh my God, look at it. Oh wow, it's so freaking wet. Look at this. Oh, I'm gonna pop it in my mouth. Let's take that first bite. Let's see how good this is. Wow. Okay. I think I know what it is. So it's basically, I swear to God, it feels like we have a Pokemon and it feels like two versions of the same Pokemon. Take a look at this. Okay, so here's the difference. This is like a giant dry cookie. This is pretty much the same cookie, but it's been covered in syrup and it's a lot sweeter and has a lot more taste. And the syrup really brings out the taste of that, like the flour. I almost want to say it's a semolina cookie, to be quite honest with you. I think this is a semolina cookie, very moist on the inside. And then like, take a look at this. Like, as you can see, when you chew this, it's just gonna ooze out. Like here, if I can just squeeze it, like you can see it, like there's a lot of syrup just like oozing out of it. Very tasty, very good, a lot of semolina, and the semolina absorbs a lot of the syrup. You don't really taste the pistachio. You do taste a bit of that like caramelized sugar on the surface. I'm gonna go in for that second bite. You know what it feels like? Okay, you know when you're eating milk and cookies and a piece of the cookie breaks off in the milk? I'm not talking Oreos, I'm talking like butter cookies. And then you scoop it up with a spoon and then you like eat it and it's super wet, but it's also really tasty. This is the same, except instead of the cookie being in milk, it's just, imagine it's in like sugar syrup. Simple as that. Okay, now, next up, we have what is known as the Şekerpare or something like that. This is a Turkish dessert, which is a semolina cookie with a chunk of almond on top, and it's very fluffy. Oh, look at this when I squeeze it. Oh my God, it drips syrup. It drips syrup when I squeeze it. If only girls were like that. Okay, and then let's open it, take a look on the inside. Same as the first one, there's nothing really in the middle of it, so but it is very, like, it's soaked up so much syrup and it almost kind of like falls apart. I have this one just cracked, like fell apart onto my plate, so I'm gonna take the first bite of this. My fingers are absolutely wet. Look at this, if you know what I mean. Okay, let's go. Wow. Very different taste than the other cookie. It's very different than this one. It's got a bit of an orange fruity taste to it. The surface of it, if you can take a look, so it seems like it's a lot more baked. It has a bit of that like toasted taste, but it's absorbed so much syrup that it just like, it doesn't feel like it's dry or like too toasted or, you know, burnt, but it does feel very syrupy, and that syrup mixed with like the really nicely baked, you know, surface. You can tell this was crunchy before, but after, you know, they douse it in syrup, it becomes very wet and it's very tasty, and in your mouth it dissolves. You don't even really need to chew it, and it's so sweet, it's full of syrup, it's so tasty. And it has a bit of that like fruity taste to it. And I'm not sure also if like they've added any kind of like some kind of a spice, maybe a turmeric or something, but it's so good. Wow. Very good. Very, very good. And there's a piece of the almond in the other cookie that you can see here. Just gives it a bit of that flavor. You will taste the almond, but it's a little bit crunchy. If you see the Şekerpare at any Turkish dessert place, please order it. It's so good. But for now, we're not gonna eat the rest of it. We're gonna move on. We still got more items. Let's roll, guys. Next up, we've got this gigantic box. Let's see what's in it. To be honest, it's been a few hours and I can't seem to remember what I had put in it, because I remember I got some stuff, but I don't understand why it would need the full box. By the way, I'm so glad I have the knife. This is the only purpose it's served. Okay, let me see what's in this. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah, now I remember I got something else. Okay, this makes sense, because I thought I ordered two things and I'm like, what's the third thing in here? Like, okay, let me show you. Okay, so this. So we have this thing. I have no idea what this is. I really don't. And this is yummy. Look at this. Oh, it's like soaked in syrup. And this is kind of like kadaif, and I think it's filled with some pistachio on the inside. So let me just get set up here. Camera focus, please. Okay. Let me show you guys what's in here. You guys can see. Look at this. Looks so pretty. I really am curious what this thing is. These two I can kind of guess, but this thing here looks so different than anything else I've seen. So I'm just gonna take it out. What the hell is this thing? Oh wow. Ah! Shit. Okay, so it's very gooey, very jammy. Okay, it's sweet. It's like a jam. I just got like unfortunately my first taste of it. That. Okay, let me show you guys what this is. Take a look. Okay, look at this. It's, first of all, super red. I love that. It's very jammy. It looks like there's something in the center of it. It's very like moist, it's very wet, it's very like, I almost want to say syrupy, jammy, it has a bit of that texture, but it looks like, and then let me see the bottom, it looks like the bottom is something, you know, that's like been baked and this has been stuffed the center into it. I'm just gonna cut it up, let's look, let's see. Oh, it's very hard. Oh, wow, oh. And then the middle, it's very, I don't know. It's very gelatinous. It looks like a jelly. Look at this. And you can obviously like press into it. Doesn't seem like there's anything in the middle. I'm not even sure about the top. And let me see here. And even this one is like, it looks like a layer of jam. It's super mushy, so it just looks like a layer of something. I am so curious to find out what this is. Okay, so I quickly Googled what this is, and I'm gonna read it to you because I was actually really curious. I really don't know what this is. So we've got the Wikipedia page. So it's called Ayva tatlısı. It's a dessert from Turkish cuisine that is made with quince. I don't know what quince is. The quince is cooked by boiling the water or in the oven with cloves. Sweet syrup and filled with apple or quince meal and raisins topped with kaymak. I didn't get any of the kaymak, unfortunately. I didn't know that I wish they had offered me. I would have definitely got it. It is served as halves and inside slightly carved out. The dish is eaten warm and cold throughout Turkey, particularly in the winter time. Now, I'm very curious what quince is. So, oh, I guess it's a type of plant or fruit. It is a tree fruit that bears a deciduous pome fruit, similar in appearance to a pear or bright golden yellow when mature. Okay, so I guess it's kind of like a fruit. So I'm gonna cut up my first little bite. Take a look at this. It looks super quincy. That's a new word I made up. It looks very tasty. It's boiled in syrup. I guess it has cloves. Let's see what it tastes like in 3, 2, 1. Whoa. It's so different. Super fruity. Definitely sweet. I can handle my sweet taste. You guys will die from diabetes. Little chewy and crunchy. Interesting. So quince is like a mixture between an apple and a pear. It tastes like it. It's very sweet, and because they boiled it in, I guess, like syrup, like they had said, and added maybe some cloves to it, it tastes very sweet. It almost tastes like a jam, like a fruit jam, like a quince fruit jam. I imagine this is what it is, except a lot sweeter. I wouldn't put it past like eating just kind of like strawberries in strawberry jam. That's kind of what it tastes like, except nothing like strawberries. It tastes like a fruit. It's very mushy, and you can see it has a bit of that, like, you know, strawberry kind, strawberry jam type of glazing. You know what I mean? That like how the light is bouncing off of it. Texture, the texture of it looks like if you've ever had peach jam or apricot jam, and there's chunks of apricot or the peach in the jam. This tastes like it. It tastes exactly like that. This is fascinating. First time in my life I have quince. Super awesome. I'm gonna go for that second bite. Let's see if it tastes anything different. A bit strange, chewy, just a tad bit of toughness for a dessert, but it's so tasty. Sweet. Whoa. It's got a bit of I almost want to say like a small, slight bitter kick to it. You taste something that you don't usually get with other fruits. It's good. With some bites, as you're chewing it, you sense a bit of like sourness and bitterness to it. Very interesting. I love this, guys. When you are in Istanbul, you must try the Ayva tatlısı. Very tasty, very good. We've got 2 more items. Show goes on. Take a look at this. I'm gonna put it above the plate so you can see it. It almost looks like a cake layer that's been covered in syrup. It's got a bit of pistachio on the side, but that's because of the other dessert, not because they put it on the side. It's almost hanging off. It's very syrupy, very moist, looks very wet. It's digging into my fork. I am gonna cut up a little piece. Let me show you the inside of it. Super easy to cut through with the knife. And I guess maybe this could have used, and look at it, it almost looks like a freaking honeycomb, but it's obviously not. And you can kind of see it, very brown. I assume they've added some kind of a spice to it. Very tasty. Let me take in my first bite. Very foamy, chewy, sweet, because obviously there's so much syrup. There's a spice in there for sure. So it's like very foamy, even just from like when you look at it. It almost looks like a sponge, you know what I mean? Look at it, it looks like a sponge. And it absorbed a lot of that syrup, so when you're chewing, you get a lot of that syrup. And there's a spice in there. The top layer is a bit crunchy, I assume because of that was from the heat when they're cooking it or baking it. And then obviously it's covered with syrup. Very sweet, very strong in taste. And I just want to see what this thing is called to give you guys a bit more detail about it. But until then, I'm just gonna have my second bite. Oh, so sweet. And I'll tell you what it is. Thanks to Google, we figured out what this is. Super easy. Basically, it explains that foamy thing, like that foamy aspect to it, the chewiness, all of that, because this is it's called Ekmek kadaifi, which is basically a bread pudding that was a part of the Ottoman cuisine. They boil it in some syrup, they cover it and all of that, and it gives it this kind of texture. Super tasty, super yummy, full of syrup, very sweet. You can kind of take a look at it. It makes sense after you take a look at it. They add, I think, some spices to it. It gives it that flavor. Maybe that's just from the bread after they've toasted it. Super well, super covered, very tasty. Apparently, usually you have this dessert with kaymak, which is the clotted cream you've seen plenty of times on this channel. Thing is, again, when I ordered from the shop, they didn't suggest that I should have kaymak with it. I really wish they had told me. I would have had it with a couple of the desserts so far. But I'm gonna take one last bite, and we've got 2 more items to dig into. Pudding, so good. For the last item today, what we have is this Fıstıklı Kadayıf, which is basically, you can see it's made it from, you know, the vermicelli angel hair, shredded, and then it's stuffed with pistachio, covered with pistachio, very syrupy. If you can see with the light, it's kind of like, it looks very moist and wet. I feel like this is gonna be sweet, very pistachio-y. I think that's the perfect way to end off my time here in Istanbul with a pistachio-based dessert. It's dripping with syrup. It looks very tasty. I'm ready to take in my first bite. I imagine it's gonna be crunchy, sweet, and very nutty with the pistachio. Let's go. Heaven. Wow. So syrupy, very syrupy and sweet, crunchy. Very crunchy from the kadayıf layer, and then it's very well stuffed with pistachio, as you see here. And as you can see, it takes a lot of chewing. There's a lot to it. It's very dense, it's very heavy, it's very thick. It takes a lot of work to eat this, I have to say, but it's really good. If I am to describe it, it's basically like you're eating shredded wheat cereal, and instead of that cereal being in milk, it's in syrup, and the cereal is stuffed with pistachio. That is really how I would describe it. Super delicious. It doesn't taste like fiber or like whole wheat by any means, but it's just the texture of kind of like shredded wheat cereal. Very tasty. You should absolutely try this when you are in Turkey. It's called the Fıstıklı Kadayıf. Trust me, you're gonna see it everywhere. They really love it over here. Very tasty. All these desserts, to be quite honest, I should be having them with tea and such. I don't like to drink when I'm eating. I don't like to drink anything. I like to just focus on the food. And it's very tasty. It's very good. I'm gonna go in for that second bite. I expect it to be so sweet, so syrupy. The perfect way to end off this turkey series. 3, 2, 1. Last bite, best bite. Heaven. Alright everyone, I hope you loved the turkey series. I hope you're loving the channel so far. Please, 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 do me a favor. Hit that like button somewhere here. Hit that subscribe button somewhere down there. And also please leave a comment showing some love for the channel, giving some feedback. Any kind of comment is very welcome and appreciated. This is the end of my time in Turkey. The next video I will be in a new country. I will be tasting their food, sharing with you their food, eating a lot of this food. And don't forget, I upload every Monday and Thursday around 3 or 5 p.m. Eastern time. So just always check your subscription news feed. I hope you love Turkey. I absolutely love Turkey. I love the desserts. I ate a lot of desserts. I didn't gain any weight while I'm here in Turkey because I go to the gym all the time. I absolutely love this country. I'll be back here within a year or so again. And the next time I'm back in Turkey, I want to explore a lot more of Turkey. I want to go to Gaziantep. I want to go near the Syrian border. I want to go to Cappadocia. I want to go to Bursa. I want to go to Adana. I want to go down to the seaside, you know, in Antalya, Alanya, Fethiye. I want to be eating everywhere. I want to be eating in Izmir. I'm going to share all that food with you. I'll even go to Ankara. I don't know what's in Ankara, but I'll be sharing the food with you. Stay tuned for the next video from the new country. And I hope you've enjoyed the Turkey series. I know I have. See you in the next one. Cheers.